Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today is a science video, a comparison video, if you will. So we have the new Veldora, the new Dark Team, right? He's down here, and he requires 8 turns. Well, not he doesn't require 8 turns, but you have 8 turns to stack up his 70% magic damage, which is pretty significant when you compare it with everything else that you can put on the Dark Team. I just put out my EX3 Tempered Edge video where I showed off like the true like peak damage that my team can do in an unrealistic setting. That was like the 624,000 damage. So I thought, how does that power, maybe a little bit scaled back, but how does that power compare to the other two major stacking teams being Space 1.0 and Water 2.0? So today we're going to do some science. We're going to go into Predator Battle, so everything is type neutral. All these teams are magic based, at least their nuker is magic based, so that's fair. And we're going to, in 8 turns, so once Veldora is capped, we're also going to try and cap out, or at least get as much power as we can out of space and water, and compare the damages that the team can do. Obviously, like, Hinata, my water Hinata is 92, so she's not a level 100 Millim or Space Millim, so there is a little bit of wiggle room there. And then my protectors, Veldora, this Dark Veldora is 92, Water Millim is 100, and then Space Veldora is 84, so there's also a bit of wiggle room as far as total calculations are going to be. But I think that we can get a fair estimate based on what we can do. The only thing that we're not going to have in this Predator battle is the traits from the two Veldoras, because those require the enemy to be under 50% HP, and Predator battles don't have HP. So we are going to miss out on that damage, which is unfortunate because it is, a pretty hefty factor. But, in order to make this as unbiased as possible, we have to go against an enemy who can't die and who has type neutral against everything. So let's go ahead and build the teams, and we'll get right to it. Alright, this is the first team we're going to use, the Dark Team. We're taking out Dark Xion because that's unrealistic. This is the most realistic setting that you can have for this team. We've got the ult, we've got the crit, we've got more ult in the nuke, we've got the orb changing, and we have the dark attack support. So this is what I would consider a optimal team for the new meta, and this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go into this, we're going to do the 8 turns to get Veldora stacked up, and if we are not ready by then I'll just keep going until we are ready to nuke, and we'll see how much damage we can get. And I won't make you sit through all of these, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, well, we're on turn 8, and I only have 170. I need 190 points before I can use the rest of everything, which is really unfortunate, and it really, trying to do this has really made me despise whoever designed Shinsha and Diablo, because the fact that Shinsha does not have that orange orb change is pretty much criminal. Like, if Diablo wasn't going to fit on this team, then you should have given him Shinsha's other skill, the crit resistance down, and then no one would have given a shit. But that would have made Shinsha essential for this team, because this stage would not stop giving me fucking oranges. And I have only a single orb changer for that. It's Millim, right? This team needs another orb changer, but you can't replace anyone else on this team if you're going for, proper damage. So we're gonna push another turn. So this will give us 192. So the other two fights, we will stop stacking at turn 8, even if we have the ability to. And if we just need skill points, then we'll just do that. And then it'll be, again, as close to unbiased as possible. So Veldora is all done, thank the fucking Lord, because this game, since it wouldn't give me greens, I had to use a whole bunch of orb changes, and sometimes I couldn't do any orb changing because I didn't have points, because I didn't have greens. So, that's my rant for this team, and it's really unfortunate that they held it back so heavily. I don't think I've even used a stack of Shinsha. I haven't had the points to do that, which I can't even do that here, because I'm 5 3 points shy. So this isn't, I guess, what you would consider optimal then. So let's bring her in. Let's go ahead and pop that, pop that, pop that. And then we'll put the dark damage on her, or the magic damage on her. And yeah, we'll just lament the kits of Shinsha and Diablo once more. And it is actually infuriating. So, alright, Milim has everything we can put around. We got the dark resistance down. We've got the magic attack by 50% or 70% down here. Right here. Dark attack by 3% from the charm. Crit damage, attack, and then dark attack. And then she's got the 130% alt boost. So this will be the first test. And this is the first time we're watching it, but whatever. So what do we do here? We do 308,000 damage right there on turn 9. So let us now try and recreate the same kind of setting for the space and water teams. Alright, so we're going to do the space team next. Veldora stacks. Water Shuna's here because she's an orb changer and she's got the alt boost, so that's important. Valentine's here, for Valentine reasons. Carrion's here for his crit damage buff and also his orb changing, but that also means that we don't have a green orb changer on this team, which is probably going to hold us back a bit. We've got Milim for the nuke, Hero for the crit, so we'll see how this stacks up. I have a very good feeling it's not going to do 300,000 damage on turn 9, so, but, we'll find out how difficult it is for me to get there too, so we'll see you in a bit. Okay, turn 8, we're not quite there. We need what? So, what's that? So we got 55, so I need another 10 points, right? 55, 60. I need 10 more points before I can use both the Water Shuna ult and then the Carrion crit boost. But otherwise, we have used all the stacks of Valentine. We'll get one more stack since we're on turn 8 of Veldora, and then next turn we'll just push for those 10 points, and then we'll be ready to go. So, we'll just do this, 32 points right there, perfect. That's all we need. So 217, and now again on turn 9, we don't even have an extra stack to use, even if I, wanted to put that as part of the test, but whatever. So we'll bring you in for Valentine. And then we'll use the ult, the space, the Drago, the crit. And then we'll bring Carrion in for his crit buff. And then we shall compare exactly how much damage we do with this Milim. You can get out of here. And there's the crit buff. So 20% extra crit damage. So we've got 130% again for the ult. We've got 50%, well actually we have more because of Drago, so let's take a look. We've got 60% space attack, 24% attack, guaranteed crits, whatever, 24% crit damage, and how much space attack do we have? How many stacks did I get? Okay, we got 4 or 5 stacks? Alright. So, I think Dark Team did 308 around there, 304. So how much will this Milim do? Let's find out. It's actually been a hot minute since I've seen this Milim's ult. Well, not since last Jubilee, I guess. Well, it'll be about a month, right? Alright, can we break 300,000? No, 214. Almost 100,000 less. We were missing, so... That is a considerable amount right there for the same amount of turns and full buffs active. Alright, that's definitely something right there. This is a 100 Milim, but only an 84 Veldora, so there is a bit of wiggle room for stats, but not too much. That was pretty depressing right there, but this team is 6 months old. And power creep is a thing. So obviously they had to make the anniversary team better than this team. And they very much well did. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the final team, the Water 2.0 team. Alright, Water 2.0, a much more balanced team as far as orb change is concerned, because you've got Shuna doing oranges, you've got Rimuru doing greens, and his other conversion skill for his own orbs, which means technically we have triple orb changing on this team. So it's much more balanced than the dark team, which has 2-for-1 and then a special convert, and then the space team, which only has orange converts if you build it the way I did. So this should be easier to get stacks of Milim. Let's find out where turn 9 puts us. Alright, it is turn 8, but we are ready to go. We have 328 skill points. We've already buffed Hinata with the magic and crit and all that and the water attack, so we don't need anything except for the ult boost, which we're going to do now. And then we'll bring Hinata in. We've used all of Valentine's stacks. We're at, what is that, like 7 stacks of Milim? So that's 70%, so that matches the same kind of attack that we're getting from Veldora. So let's go ahead and bring Hinata in now for, I guess, Valentine. We don't need her anymore. So, and then we can use... so, in case you didn't know, her other skill, which increases solo combos damage to the end of battle by 5%, max of 60, this 60% is all-encompassing of permanent buffs. So we already have that 60% right here, forever. And you can see that this is also matched, end of battle, which is technically forever. So even if we were to use this, which we're going to because we have points, it's not going to buff that up to 65%. It is capped out now, so there we go. Still 60%, so we don't get an extra 5%. It's either you get the stacks of 5% up to 60, or you get the 60% another way, which is Dark Vow, which is much easier because that's 3 skills and not 12. So that's a little bit of knowledge for you. So we are at, like you saw, 130% ult boost right there. We are sitting at 77% water attack. We have 25% attack, 40% crit damage, water attack 50, guaranteed crits, and magic attack time, or 10%. And then we also have a water resistance down and crit resistance down from the trait. So will this match the 308-ish thousand damage that Dark did? It's possible. I think there's a chance that it could, especially if my Hinata was 100 and had that extra, ult boost on her. But, we'll see. This will 100% beat Space Team. 100%. I have no doubts about that. So let's try it out. Hinata, also haven't seen her ult in about a month-ish. No, it's been less than that. But it's still a flashy ult, and it looks good. She's just going ham on the spider. Alright, Dead End Rainbow, and you do 244,000 damage. So, more than the Space Team, less than the Dark Team, surprisingly, even though we had more stacks of Milim than we did for Veldora. Interesting. Okay, alright. I mean, again, Hinata is not level 100, so we're missing, like, what, 35% on her ult? I think. So, I mean, there is something to be said there. We probably would have hit closer to 290k, maybe 300,000 there if she was level 100. But that's... alright. So Dark Team in 8 turns, with everything considered, can hit much harder. And that was without any of Shinsha's crit resistance debuffs. So that 3-0 whatever could have been higher, actually. So I guess that goes to show that in terms of stacking, unless you're going for type advantage with the water or space team, it's probably your best bet to bring a nuked out Dark Team. As this test proved, with, some salt and give and take and wiggle room, whatever you want to call it. The numbers can and will fluctuate based on your teams. If I had everyone level 100, then, this would be a much more fair comparison, but they're not, because God hates me and likes to shaft me. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this comparison. Do you think it was fair? As fair as I could make it? If not, I can definitely redo it if you guys didn't think so. Let me know in the comments, but that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.